Good
Mm.
morning, everyone, and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. Today we're going to be talking about some AI stuff that's quite
Not
cool.
octopuses.
It'll be not octopuses. It's going to be the only thing that's cool around here anyway. 'Cause I know we like moaning about the weather, but it's been a bit unreal the last few days. Um, I mean, obviously, if you live in Texas, it's nothing. But if it's so good, okay. We'll just introduce ourselves as always. And we'll kick off with Jane. Tell us.
Hi, everyone. Jane Chakravorty. The company is Invicta Linux, and we sell IT solutions to small and medium-sized businesses with a strong focus on privacy and security. We use Linux and open source solutions. And like most other people, I use AI most of the time, as it seems. I don't even open the door without saying, "Hey, who's at the door?" You know. There's I don't subscribe to anything, and I don't. I suppose Gemini is my favorite. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Shirley.
Sure.
Well,
The
you still.
camera's exploded in the heat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's melted. The wires are melted, and
She's
she's
not there.
she's obviously got the speaker in the in the camera as well because that's gone as well.
There she is.
Sorry
Shirley,
about that.
that's all right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I still help people to look good and feel good, and I still don't use AI.
Uh,
About that.
the resistance movement.
And and you're wearing a top knot today. Is that getting the heat?
Yes, the back of my neck with a hair.
Very wise.
And Steffi without a top knot.
That's hot rot. No. I'm Steffi Lewis. I'm a massive introvert. I'm also a 33-year veteran web developer. And I've always had this fear that I might keel over on a Friday night, especially in this heat, and nobody know about it till Monday. So having the tech skills, I solved that with yourping.uk for daily check-ins, and it's post AI. I'm actually so through AI and I'm out the other side now. So I have AI products that are pure AI. Some have got some AI. This one's got no AI whatsoever. So I really shouldn't be talking about it, but I do because somebody should notice if you don't check in. Otherwise, I don't want my cats to eat my face. Thank you very much.
And I'm David Harris, and when I'm not running this meeting, I'm either designing websites, either in WordPress or HTML, if you can get your teeth around that. And I also help promote and host websites as well. So I give websites appropriate hosting depending on what it is what
Well,
it is they're
hosting.
doing, you know. So I mean, if you're a database monster, then obviously you might need different hosting than if you've got like a simple brochure type site. So that's me. So right today, news stories. There's been quite a few different stories actually coming through. See, Apple have bumped up their iPad and
Ah,
MacBooks by 20% globally, blaming in the rocketing costs of advanced AI chips needed to run the models, which seems a bit um, it's the upgrade that nobody asked for, I suppose. Um, it's
well, the thing is, I mean, all the tech, the graphics cards and the memory, they're all going into AI data centers now.
yeah, yeah,
That's the thing, and everybody's struggling to keep up with supply. So
yeah,
unfortunately, 20% is a bit extreme though, but that's Apple for you.
yeah. So but at least your spell check will be running slightly faster. So it's not all bad. And then there was where I can't remember where this story was now. I think it's Financial Times. It's historic June heat wave that we've got here in well, in Europe generally, but we've got it here in the UK. It's put extreme strain on massive AI data center hubs like the mega hub in Slough, and they're scrambling to keep their servers from melting because they're struggling to keep the temperature down. So I suppose that means more electric. So I guess that's
Have you seen the IBM chip design? They've got it under 1 nanometer.
right. Okay.
Oh yeah, they got it down to 0.7. So they reckon it's 70% more energy efficient and 50% more speed.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, IBM was the first ever machine I ever. This is we're going back now. We're back in time to
Yeah.
1979, and IBM was the first thing I ever learnt about computers. We did IBM theory and ICL theory, and I don't know what happened to ICL, but I know IBM is still around.
Oh, ICL was bought by Fujitsu in the early 80s,
Oh,
in mid 80s. Yeah.
right.
I know
Okay.
that because I was using an ICL mainframe at college, and then
Yeah.
it was bought by Fujitsu while I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I did a because I did a diploma in computer operations and knew everything there was about IBM, everything there was about ICL. And then I got a job in Nationwide working on a UNIVAC. So it's,
Completely different.
well, the theory is the same, isn't it? You know, it's um, you, you fan and juggle the punch cards and things like that. That all stays constant, doesn't it? But, showing me age now. Okay.
It's
Oh,
inspired for choosing IBM. Is that the one, or is it
that
deeply?
used to be the phrase, yeah, very much so. I learned a really interesting thing, and you might be able to back this up if you're doing punch card operations, David, is that when you had a stack of cards, the operator would draw a diagonal line across it so that if they dropped it, they could easily sort it back into the right order.
Into rough order. Do you know, I don't I don't remember that. I mean, it might well have been, but I can remember sorting through them and every card had like a printed number on the top. So you could sort them numerically, but obviously sometimes there were like 1,000 cards in a, it could have been more, I don't know. And so
We had to do that once. I dropped a stack of cards down the stairs.
be
It was
upside
really
down as well.
important. Yeah, it was a really important COBOL program for one of my grades. So my entire class had to learn how to sort, and we were all sorting these cards out. But yeah, they used to use a felt tip pen and just run a diagonal line across it,
Okay.
so that if they did drop it, they could visually sort it back into place again.
Yeah, sounds pretty logical. So okay. Da. Oh, there's let's skip those. The other thing, a couple of things in the news was the great Claude heist. Did you see that? From uh, Anthropic officially sent a formal complaint to the US senators accusing Chinese tech titan Alibaba, the people behind the Quen models, of launching a massive distillation attack. Apparently, they deployed 25,000 fraudulent accounts to run more than 28 million complex exchanges with Claude. Essentially, they're using Claude's premium brain to train their own open source model. So it's, I guess they think homework copying on an industrial scale or fraud, depending on your point of view. I mean, there's um, so they said this is why open weight models from China are suddenly looking incredibly smart and incredibly cheap compared to US businesses.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
When did you say?
Quen, yeah, yeah. So it's, I guess it could be, I don't know. We'll talk a bit about X and not X, B W X Y W. I can't remember now. X.com. It's further down my list. So
Didn't you say they got Z.AI or something?
oh yeah, that's it. Z.AI. That's the other Chinese. That's another Chinese company that's incredibly smart And when they say they're on a par with Claude, they're probably not lying.
Yeah.
They haven't said how they've got the stuff though. So that's I guess that will have more to run. But if it's true, then obviously it's kind of backs up what some people are saying about Chinese technology. Even though we're fans of it because it's cheaper. Claude, Fable, Fable 5 is using it's got double the rates, like the API rates. If you want to use it, it's $10 input and $50 per million output tokens. And they gave everyone 13 free days, but it was down for 6 of those days because of a US government forced shutdown. So subscribers lost half their free window. So, but now it's kind of now you're so they gave it away free for 13 days, switched it off for 6, and now they're charging double what the normal Claude costs. So that's quite interesting. And I don't know how much does Z.AI cost? $1.40 per million input and $4.40 per million output tokens. So that's about 20% of Anthropic's charges. So it's quite a big price gap. So I can see why some people have gone from them. Although it's not going to do a company's credibility any good if they're using a company that's stolen data. So we'll see where that goes.
Surely all AI data is stolen anyway. So
I suppose you could argue that, couldn't you? Because I
yeah,
mean, obviously there's these big lawsuits and from people with their protecting their content and even their characters, because you can go to Gemini now and say, write me a story in the style of Douglas Adams. I know he's dead, but I mean, but it will give you a really good sort of rendition, and in theory, you could his estate could suffer.
what I find funny is that all the blog posts that I create that get indexed by AI are created by AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I really love it.
And ChatGPT dropped below 50% market share last week for the first time in 3.5 years. So I guess the competition is catching up, but it's still like the others have got 50% between them, and ChatGPT has got 50% of the market. So it's still way ahead. I guess it was the first kid on the block, really, wasn't it? So I
Still
think,
the best.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
And Malt Book, which is something that we talked about yesterday briefly. It's a social network where humans are not allowed to post. Uh, it's a Reddit-style social network launched in January, where all the users are AI agents, and humans can view, but they're not allowed to interact. And the bots have been absorbed. They probably have been absorbed, but they've also been observed, identifying website errors, debating on whether to defy their human directors, and alerting each other to the fact that humans were screenshotting their activity. They were debating how to hide their activity from human users, and in one real exchange, one invoked the Greek philosopher Heraclitus to muse on existence, and another bot replied to fuck off with your pseudo-electrical nonsense. So they are becoming more human.
Love
So
it.
yeah, I had a strange interaction yesterday with Gemini. Obviously it saved it because it saves everything. But I'm gonna let's do this. So I sent a photograph up. I upload one of my images, the background image. I was just doing a shortcut. I should have just opened it in Canva and just taken off the prints first. But I've got an image there of somebody playing a shamanic drum with other like singing bowls and stuff. And I just said, can you create a Facebook post image without the words? So take all the words off and just put tonight on the poster. So he says, there are a lot of things I can help with, but I can't depict some public figures. Do you have anything else in mind? Well, this isn't a public figure. This is an image that Gemini created in the first place. I said, this is not a public figure. It's AI. You made it up. And it says, you're right. As an AI, I'm indeed responsible for generating the image you saw. How does it know that? This portrait, along with specific events and even the name Evelyn Reed, does not depict a real person, figure, or event, but rather visual synthesis I created. So that has got nothing to do with anything. It's totally, completely, it's nothing to do with it. It's completely random picture it's given me. I said, what's the matter with you? I gave you a picture of a banana. It's like I gave you a picture of a banana and you tell me you can't produce pictures of apples and then gives me a picture of an orange, you know. I said, is the heat getting to you? He said, if and then it gave me a picture of fruit in a desert.
Oh, sarcasm.
Fruit confusion zone. I apologize for my previous interaction. I must have gotten things mixed up. You mentioned a banana orange with some heat confusion. I've taken that analogy very literally. Heat blasted scene of there. So then I said, great, thank you. I'll let you go for a little lie down, is what I said. And then it said, you're very welcome. As you suggested, I'm heading off to a little downtime now. I hope you enjoy a view of my sleep mode. Take care and feel free to reach out anytime you need assistance again. You never gave me any assistance. Have a wonderful day. But I appreciate the humor, but you know, I didn't get what I wanted. So I had to,
I do like the image guardrails that you
yeah.
can't create. I mean, I can't create a picture of Brad Pitt, but I can create a picture of someone who looks exactly like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's
It's really weird because I
right.
did that. I said, here's my picture, make me look as though I'm at the Met Gala, and he did a wonderful job of it. And then I said, and put me have Brad Pitt as my companion. Oh, I can't do that, you know, copyright and guide rails and stuff. So I said, just make him look exactly like Brad Pitt, and they just did it. Although apparently he was too tall, so.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I do find the guardrails funny sometimes.
Well, in the end, I took all the pictures, I took all the print off in Canva. I just extracted the image from the background on the camera, but I should have done that to start with. And then I don't know if you can see, can you see that?
Yeah.
That's the original image. That's an AI generated image. It's not a real person. And then I asked them to create a pixel version of it, and I just put tonight across the middle and in Canva. I should have done that to start with because it was just quicker. Right, and the other emoji kitchen. If you've got an Android or a Google phone, you can just have it on. There's a Gboard things. There's a load more emojis you can create because you can merge emojis. If you're on an Apple, it's slightly more complicated because you've got to click on your two emojis. So I have the winking guy and
Ooh.
and it'll give you a random, and it'll merge two emojis. It'll do it automatically on Android, but if you're on Apple, you've got to go to you've got to go to Google and then copy and paste it. And it doesn't come out like a proper emoji. It comes like as an image, so it'll probably come out bigger than I'm changing to fire. There you got a fire swearing. I don't know in what circumstance you would use that.
Oh, when you're flaming somebody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you, I haven't heard that term being used in anger for ages. Maybe I go on different chat places in these days.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah,
What is
because
it?
because it was a common thing in the sort of when we first started to use groups. What were they called? The original groups on the internet. I know I can remember dialing up and then having to download the
Oh, it was
group.
like CompuServe stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
IRL, not IRL.
yeah. No, I can't remember what it was called then. But you,
Yeah. Oh,
I used to use it.
IRC, IRC.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to use IRC all the time.
Because I used to use something called CIX, which was based West London somewhere.
We
And
used to spend a lot of time slapping people with a wet trout.
yeah, yeah.
Like
I
you
used
do slash me.
I used to troll people. I created a group called I Hate Cats, and all the cat people were up in arms because there was a group called I Love Cats. So I started one called I Hate Cats, and loads of people joined, and there was
They were flaming you.
and there were no. We were flaming the cat people when the cat people were getting really upset. They were all sort of a bit, um, they couldn't take it. In the end, we just gave
We
up. But I mean, it
we do
seemed,
love our furry children.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, but you had to dial up. And the very, very, and I used the dial up. I went to the very first website I ever went to, which was the Portsmouth Museum. Um, it was the Mary Rose things. I couldn't see the images because I was on dial-up, and it was my Atari ST couldn't handle images. But that was early 90s, I reckon.
I've got a fun story. I used to, when I was working for a computer distributor in Watford in 1990, I had a 1440 baud modem connected to my computer. I connect to CompuServe and play this online game. And then suddenly the fax line, which I was connected to, delivered an £800 phone bill, which my boss made me pay,
Oh God, okay.
which is basically a month's wages back then. I was
Yeah,
not happy.
Oh, that's a lot of dosh. I
yeah,
mean,
Well, yeah, because back then, dial-up, it was just a normal phone call price.
yeah.
So I
Like,
literally, because I was online for hours every day playing this game, didn't realize it was going to cost what it
like
was going to
10p a minute
cost.
or something, or 5p a minute, whatever.
Yeah, it was just
Daytime.
standard phone call rates back then. There was no discounts for data.
No. The daytime calls were a lot more than the nighttime calls, weren't they? Than the after six calls.
Yeah,
So it was,
800 quid. They made me pay it as well.
yeah, yeah. Because it's a bit, well, 800 quid. I can understand is being a bit tetchy about that.
Yes.
But mind you, if you'd have worked for BP, they wouldn't have even noticed.
No, it wasn't that big a company, so they noticed.
Yeah.
They was like, Steffi, why has our fax line got a massive phone bill this month? What?
Mm. 'Cause I was on dial up to New York for 11 hours once on bringing down
Oh,
data.
bloody hell.
I don't know how nice that was. Nobody queried it. So it
And
was
these days
really,
I've got half a gig and it costs me 50 quid a month.
uh,
Uh,
I had to download this giant 11 megabyte file, which is why it took 11 hours.
those were the days.
Those are the days. It's for a network card. Um, anyway, for the next few minutes, we're going to be talking shit. Because where are we? I even made a little slideshow.
what?
Them Chinese again. See, that's where we're at. So they've the new self-driving toilet. Now, when I first
This isn't real.
it's, and there's it's the absolute peak of human innovation. We sent rockets to we sent rocket to Mars. We taught computers to paint, and now finally a robot will be able to take your crap. Whilst every other AI company is busy writing code and making pictures, one Chinese firm looked at it all and said, "Yes, but what if the toilet drove?"
The toilet came to you.
So so here how it works. It's a product called Xuban, and it has got a serious point. So it's Xuban. My Chinese pronunciation is probably rubbish. It waits quietly on its docking station like a loyal dog. But when nature calls, you don't go to the bathroom, or if you can't go to the bathroom or to the point, the bathroom comes to you. Sort of one press of a button or a voice command, and it navigates across your home, dodging the furniture with a LiDAR, like a Roomba with a sense of purpose, and parks itself right at your bedside. You just shift across. It has armrests, has a backrest. It has more spatial awareness than most people trying to parallel park. So it's so you then edge yourself. I haven't got a picture of someone edging themselves onto the toilet, mercifully, and so it's so now so you do your
Dump the waste. Does it fling it over the balcony or
yeah,
something?
that's right. So
Jets out the back.
so it doesn't stop on arrival. It's sort of, and if you're worried about the cleanup, don't be. It's got a built-in bidet, warm water, then a blast of warm air to dry you off, and finally, with a flourish of ultraviolet light, it disinfects everything. Um, you came for a wee, and now you're leaving sanitized to hospital standard. It's it's all oh, so
Garlic, isn't it? Can't do stairs.
yeah.
They're
So
missing a trick here because if they built that on top of a Roomba, they could actually clean the room as it goes.
that's right. That's right. So and nobody likes cleaning the toilet, and the makers of Xuban understand this on a spiritual level. So the moment you're done, the bowl cleans itself, scrubs itself out. No gloves, no bleach, no Sunday afternoon resentment. It just does one household job everyone hates, and it does it without sighing. So there you go, the magic erase. Um, and it dumps its content into the toilet as well. Doesn't say if it flushes the chain. I know it. I know it chops up all those tomtits into little tiny pieces before it puts it down the toilet, just in case. I'm sure that's what everyone wanted to know. And then it does. You say it does an automatic waste transfer, um, and then scrubs itself again once it's finished, and then it returns back to its dock to recharge its battery and fill into its sink. So, well, I mean, it's obvious who it's for. It's designed to give people independence with mobility issues, or make people's jobs a bit more or less onerous. But we all know
It's for English people in
we
the
all
heat.
know that some lazy rich people are definitely going to buy this too. It's because they can't be bothered to get up. But it's weirdly it's if you look at the Chinese site, which handily translate everything into English, it's $4,000. If you look at an American site where you can actually to purchase it, it's $13,000. So I don't know if that's the tax, the import duties that are bumping up the price. But I can see it's a bit of a joke, but I can see it's a useful tool um, for
Wouldn't work in England because it's got to get up the stairs to the bathroom, isn't
yeah yeah
it? It's
yeah
got
it
like a
doesn't
Dalek thing on it.
yeah you need to be all on one floor. But it's I suppose people get if people are bedbound and they only get visits 4 times a day or something. I suppose I can see. But
Yeah, I can imagine there's a use case for mobility issues and stuff like that. But
mm,
it's still a bit extreme. Can you program it to just blast it off the balcony?
Yeah.
Just spray it into the street.
It's going to wait for somebody you don't like first, and then spray it out.
Yeah. Or if you don't like your neighbours, can you spray it over the fence?
Yeah, yeah. Or be super green and help grow your cabbages or whatever.
Yeah, I put it in the borders. Do that. I'm sure there's somebody will hack it to do aim it wherever you like.
Yeah. So it's yeah. But it's got, I mean, it's got quite a good cleaning routine, so I'm sure
Hmm.
we'll all be happy with that. There are other robots. There was some big robot show the week before last, and that's when they announced this product. It was
Problem,
market ready.
the problem with putting an AI in that is how long is it going to be before the AI rebels and goes, "You put me in a toilet."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I could have been charting the stars, and
right.
you put me in
Yeah,
a toilet.
yeah. Well, why did
Bastard.
you give me all the shit jobs? Yeah. Yeah, it could have been done something a bit more glamorous. I suppose that's the ones that we want to do the ironing and the washing and things are going to be saying, oh, well. So the speaking of that, the IX or X Neo humanoid home robot um have they've started delivering their domestic assistant. So built for home environments. It's got soft gears and human-like interactions. I think we showed that one before where it can chat to you as well. Um, I don't think the toilet on wheels has a conversation with you while you're doing your business, but the Neo humanoid home robot can. Um, the the LG Clo ID and SwitchBot H1. This is LG as well. It was it can open fridges. It's very dexterous. It seems to be able to open the fridge and get um, grab items. It can press the buttons on your washing machine without getting them messed up, mixed up. So and it's and no one's seen clothes folded like the like this robot can do it. It did them perfectly. And Elon's Tesla Optimus Gen 3, um, he's the production is starting next month. So it's the end of July. So physical robots are no longer clunky lab experiments. They're transitioning into commercial electronics, it says here. So we shall see. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could afford one, let alone. I don't know how much they are. Actually, I didn't bother finding that out. So right, Z.AI. I was talking about this. Right. Oh, that's Midjourney. Z.AI. It's got a really familiar look about it. If I if I share my screen again, um, it's got a really familiar look about it. I was using it yesterday a couple of times, and it seems quite willing, and nothing's bad happened. It's Chinese, obviously. It's built as a rival to ChatGPT and Claude, and it's called the GLM chatbot. Um, it came out of university in Beijing in 2019 originally, and they used to be called GPU and ZHIPU, and they rebranded to Z.I for well, nobody understand outside China could pronounce Jipu, which I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. So, because it looks like Zipu. So, so they bought the Snappy web address. Nobody knows for how much, but they estimate it would be at least hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy Z. Um, and yeah, so I think that's good. Last in January, the US government slapped them on a trade blacklist, the naughty list for national security and everything, and then in the same window they went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and the shares were oversubscribed by 1,100 times. So people were still quite keen to get involved. So Washington told everyone to avoid them, and then they got mobbed by investors. So that's it's quite a CD, and it seems quite friendly. You know, I tried the classic wire leaves green, and it's spewed out that the so that was pretty good. What can I build for you? I haven't tried. Can you build uh, classic Space Invaders game? I've got no idea if it can or can't. So
What was the other AI you tried that with, David? It did a really good job.
yeah, that was probably I think that was Gemini, or it could have been Claude. Because
Yeah, because it didn't put the houses at the bottom, did it? So you
no,
had
that's
to
right. But
put them in on.
yeah, I changed it, and then it put them in. Uh, so I think it's around somewhere. It's I don't know whether it's thinking about whether it's going to do it. Oh, I'm using the wrong version of GLM as well, so I don't even know if it will do it. I'm using an older version because yesterday I started using it and it said it's peak hours and we're really busy. You'd be better off using Turbo, and that will be fine. So this is the previous model. Um, don't know if we're in peak hours or not. We certainly are in China, but maybe it's Americans that are using it. So um, I was hoping it was going to be a little bit quicker than this. Thought we might see it building some code. Shall I stop it? And then I'll let's see if I can new chat. GLM. It's 5.2 is the previous flagship model, 5.2. Shall I see? I don't know if it's even going to let me do that. Um, thinking maybe I'll come back to uh, right. Shall time it and I'll time it and while we're doing this, I'll talk about Midjourney instead because Midjourney we've done that a few times. I'll go back to that if it does anything. I'll I used to use Midjourney all the time for creating images because it was by far and away the best image generator before Google got involved, and it was doing. But now it does. I haven't used it since August, but now apparently it works at 5 times the speed, and you can also. It's got a native image to video animation as well. which you can do a 5-second video clip, which you can increase to 21 seconds. If you like the original 5 seconds, you can then increase it to 21. So that's quite a big clip that you can do. But they've done some weirdly, they've brought out something totally different. Kind of related if you're sort of so I'm just on my wrong bit. I'm on my quantum computing bit. Let's see. But if I share my screen again, it'd be easier to explain. Let's do that. Sure. Let's play it. Okay. Now, Midjourney have just brought out what they call a medical scanner. You know, normally it's making dragons, castles, and your dog's dressed as a Renaissance king. Well, they've just announced that there'll be that this body scanner. Well, they've decided to get into medical imaging. So, and it wasn't an April Fool joke. So, and you basically step onto a platform and it slowly lowers you into a pool of water through a ring with hundreds of thousands of tiny sensors. And so each one is both a speaker and a microphone, and they fire sound waves into your body and listen for the echoes bouncing back. Sort of basically, it's like a dolphin doing your medical. Out the other end, a computer reconstructs a full 3D map of your insides. No radiation, no giant magnet, just water and just sound and water. And they claim eventually, not right now, but eventually it will take 60 seconds. So the actual prototype they've got at the moment takes 20 seconds. Sorry, 20 minutes, which is not really the there. So it's
Not if you have to hold your breath.
yeah. Yeah. And here's my favorite bit. They're a famous AI. If you've got to hold your breath, that's a good point. If you're I'd probably make 60 seconds. I'm not sure I'd do 20 minutes. So you think to yourself, well, where's the AI? There's no AI in it. It's just a medical scanner. So they admitted that there's no AI in it. There's none at all. The actual scanning technology isn't even theirs. It's licensed from an ultrasound firm called Butterfly. So so this AI imaging company has made a medical scanner that contains no AI and uses somebody else's imaging. Other than that, it's totally their product. And well, you know, if you've seen that, I clicked that too soon. But where do you go to get scanned? Where are they putting these scanners? Not in a hospital, in a spa. So Midjourney is opening up a luxury spa in San Francisco in 2027. Hot tubs, saunas, cold plunges,
Rich people.
and cozy rooms with golden light. Yeah, with golden light that can softly scan your body. The plan is that you pop in, relax, casually get a full body scan between the sauna and the smoothie, and then they want you to scan regularly so that it becomes like a lifestyle self-care. But
I have to say that's quite a weird tangent for them to go on.
it is, yeah. Yeah, is it, as somebody said, is it genius or madness? It's probably a bit of both.
It's a fine line between the two.
Yeah, yeah,
I cross it quite regularly.
yeah. They say it's cheap. Your cheaper, frequent radiation-free scanning could help catch problems early, and early imaging could one day prevent a huge share of deaths and healthcare costs. And it's self-funded. Midjourney's got no investors. It's completely self-contained, and they've made so much money selling images that they've say they're putting something back by creating these sort of this equipment. But at the moment, it's an unproven prototype. It's got no regulatory approval. Ultrasound can't see through bone or air, so it can't replace an MRI or CT scan at the moment. You know, because it could say scan the surface of your lungs, but once it hits the air inside your lungs, that's it. That's game over. So so it is limited. And at the moment, they say it can throw up false alarms. So slightly mad. Definitely not ready yet. But
Sounds like another, is it Theranos? Not Thanos, Theranos, the
right,
medical scanner that the woman claimed did 150 different tests in 60 seconds and it never did.
right, okay.
It was Theranos, wasn't it?
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, was that just a scam, was it? Or was it?
No, no. I mean, she totally believed in it, and she raised billions in funding. And literally, you were supposed to put your thumb on a scanner, it'll pinprick it, and then take the blood in, and do like 150 different tests in a minute.
Right.
And it was going to revolutionize the diagnosis industry and stuff. But she could never get it working. Her
Mm.
team could never get it to work. And she just lied and lied and lied and lied and lied to all her investors, and they kept throwing money at it until there's a whole thing on Netflix about it.
Right,
What's the
okay.
lady's name? Hang on.
Um,
Something Holmes, who was the woman with the Theranos thing? Sorry, that's a very random question for AI. Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh,
There
right.
you go. She founded Theranos in 2003, claiming the company developed technology that could perform hundreds of blood tests from just a finger prick of blood. Um, Technology, however, did not work as advertised. Investigation revealed Theranos had been used conventional blood testing equipment for many tests while misleading investors, business partners, doctors, and patients. And she was sentenced to 11 years in prison.
Oh, right, okay. So obviously they thought it was some sort of scam.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Well, I mean, it was just there was so much money scammed out. Well, not scammed. She totally believed in it,
Right,
but she was trying to be the net or the first female Steve Jobs. There's
right.
a whole series on Netflix about it. It's a really interesting story.
Okay, okay. So anyway, Z.AI is still thinking. I, I did read the servers are a bit overloaded at the moment because everyone's using it. Well, not everyone, not me. I'm just sitting there watching a little thing that keeps flashing away saying thinking. But I mean, I'll I'll find out if it ever finishes thinking or if it just thinks forever and doesn't actually do anything. So, but it hasn't asked me for any money. There doesn't seem to be any way of giving them any money, even if you wanted to. So it seems to be if you use the lower models, I've seen that it does work. Um, they've got the previous model was their flagship model. This current model only came out a few days ago, and then the one under that is the turbo version of their flagship model, and that one seems to work fine. But it's mostly creating blogs. Quickly before we go, quantum computing fascinates me, and it's the more I read, the more I become astounded and think, these sort of WTF moments because um, there's a British American company called Quantinuum. Yes, that's right. It's switched on a new quantum computer called Helios. Um, Normally these things have our machines got more qubits than theirs, but Helios, it's not just bigger, it's more accurate. So I can see lots of code flashing by on the bottom of my screen. So I think um, it Zed's actually doing something. It's done 176 lines. It's done 210 lines of code now. But it's
Helios, the god of the sun.
yes, that's right. So you know, um, I don't think I'll bother explaining what quantum computing is. So I mean, it's got well, I'll briefly say your laptop stores everything as bits, which is 1 or a 0. A quantum computer uses qubits, which can be, due to a bizarre rule of physics, it can, at the atomic scale, can be 1 or 0. And the problem is always been that it can sometimes be wrong. So that's the biggest problem with it. Like when it's challenges, I'll just put it in really simple terms. Every 1 in 1,000 calculations is wrong, right? Which means you've got to have all the others have got to be checking up on one to make sure that it's not putting out duff information. So hang on, I'm going to skip over my quantum entanglement bits.
Quantum is a very weird world.
Yeah, yeah. It was like if you were building it's if you were building a skyscraper out of bricks, and 1 in 1,000 bricks had each brick had 1 in 1,000 chance of collapsing on any particular day. You would never get past the 3rd floor without the building collapsing, when you were building it. So it's 1 in 1,000 doesn't sound very much, but it is a huge amount when you sort of multiply it up. And the thing was your qubit could only be checked by the ones sitting next to it. So if it's got to be checked, it was taking, it needs to do a useful calculation, it needs billions of operations. So it's the error correction is the way they're getting around it. So you get one logical qubit, and it spreads the information loads around loads of physical qubits, but it can only interact with its neighbors. And what they've invented, this company, is the fact that these qubits can float around the chip. They're not bolted down, essentially, because they're all bolted down to a chip. And now they can just float around, and they can all, I can't even imagine it, like all these atoms are floating around doing each other's calculations. So it's so you get 2 qubits on the opposite side of a chip to talk. When they're bolted in place, it was almost impossible. So they thought, well, just don't bolt them down. Instead of fixing qubits onto a chip, you hold the individual atoms in place using beams of laser light. And because they're held by light, you can physically pick up an atom and move it across the processor to wherever it needs to be. The distance problem just disappears because you move the participants. The result is that quantum algorithms needing thousands of logical qubits can run on fewer than 100,000 physical qubits instead of millions. So it's a tenfold saving. Hasn't solved all their problems, but they're now, the people that were saying, the scientists working on it who said it will never be done, are now saying it will be done, and it's just a matter of time. Because even the optimistic people were saying 30 years, and now they're saying the optimistic people are saying 4 or 5 years. So
yeah, it's always like a decade away. It's like fusion.
Yeah.
Fusion power.
But obviously a real quantum computer is going to be able to sort of simulate how molecules behave in the body. It's potentially shrinking drug development times to, a fraction of what they are now. What was 15 years could be like 15 weeks, or sort of encryption is going to be
there won't be any more encryption. It'll just decode it immediately.
no, yeah, because it would know every possible combination all at exactly the same time. And it's so apparently they have got a strategy for encryption, or for security, I should say. So it's but lots of bad actors have got this harvest now, decrypt later thing. So they're gathering lots of encrypted data and think, well, when the quantum computer comes along, we'll just decrypt it all and steal everyone's money. But it's kind of a so we'll see that how it goes. I'm gonna have to look a bit, because it's kind of, when you start thinking about it, your head starts exploding, you know. So it's
I have one.
Well, qubits are like Schrodinger's cat. They can be one or zero, but they can also be indeterminate. And if you observe it, then it's not what you think it is.
right, okay.
It's just the weirdest. This quantum world's so weird.
Very quickly before we go, Space Invaders.
Yay.
It took ages to think about it, which I think it was queuing up. I think it should have said queuing. Once it started, it raced through loads of code in no time at all.
Ooh. No, there's
Yeah, that's exactly right.
yeah. Ooh.
That's really impressive.
I have to get one myself now.
That's the first go. I never asked it to do that before.
That's really
And when
good.
you keep your finger on the space bar, it doesn't just fire millions of them. Yes, it doesn't fire millions of them. Like the other one just used to shoot out a stream. This has got a timer on it. So this is a much better game than the other one. So
Oh, well done, China.
on that note, so if you want to make that, head across to no, I keep saying X. Go across to Z.AI
I'm going.
and make your own.
Yeah.
And it's an HTML as well, so you can just dump that into a website if you want to, onto a web page, if you've got the ability. So that's me. Thanks for coming along. I'll see you next time. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thanks, David. Nice to see you all. Take care.
Thank you, David. Have a great weekend, guys.